One of the things that I have done, if you look at the wall behind me, is I've been almost prepared to join or become a member of anything. You have to be a little bit careful here when I say that, because joining the fascists or the communists can actually ruin your future. But let's get somewhere that's between those two extremes and look at what it might make as a difference to your career. Because one of the fun points of life is that when you're 20, and this is 18, 19, 20, you actually can join practically anything for almost nothing, and then expand that membership as you get older for the least possible amount of work. Why I say this is a student member of the Institute of, say, Marketing is the most reasonable investment. And they'll practically take anybody as a student. They don't have the criteria to make it more difficult. And the stupid thing is sometimes we're doing things and don't realize we've jumped through barriers and hoops set up so that you can get membership without having to specifically do something for that institute. Because we don't see how difficult it is to get a job until you apply for one, and then you want to show people the level of your knowledge and the level of your contacts and the level of your interests. We don't want a boring, one-track person ever in a job. What we're looking for, always when we're looking at employees, is what else might they be interested in. I got a postgraduate diploma in management services and a DMS. Very difficult for some people to get. But then when I looked at the paper I wrote, before I wrote the paper, I was a member of the Institute of Credit. And would you believe, the paper I wrote for my thesis, for my postgraduate diploma, was computers and credit control. Naturally enough, I submitted this paper for my DMS, and purely by chance, I also submitted it for my membership, my full membership of the Institute of Credit. They loved it. And so also, thank God, did the postgraduate DMS. And I'm saying to you, it was the use of one to get into the other. Meant at some future date, if I wanted a job in credit, I wasn't just a person with a DMS, I was also a member of the Institute. Later on, I did other papers, and later on, I became a fellow. It sounds even better. But when you look around at what you're actually doing, whatever you're doing, have a look at what other things that you can get at the same time, because they are available. So, and if they are available, there are jobs available to take advantage of. Hopefully, you're enjoying getting this qualification and you're enjoying the career it's forming for you. But it doesn't have to be just in accounting, or it just doesn't have to be in dental surgery or whatever. There are dozens of nice, beautiful associations which you can add to your name. So having left school with, unfortunately, not enough O-levels to get into anything, I can now look back and I've got more fellowships than I ever had in A-levels. And I've got more people thinking, he's a clever clogs or whatever, and we must employ him because of these items that I joined. Now, they are there for you. So what you look at is, if you're going for any qualification, what other things can you put on the desk at the same time from the same paper without too much effort? It's amazing how many you might have in terms of your interests, because that's what you want, to show that you have the interest and the ability to join and get further up the levels on other places. The biggest joke of all is there are people who actually think, excuse me knocking them, say the fellowship of the Institute of Marketing is something people study for and slave for and get it. And they also do the Chartered Institute of Marketing and they get a qualification of a diploma. But what if you got it without having to do that slaving, because you're getting a different paper altogether for a different aim, and you're using one to paper over the cracks on the other? And it's marvellous when you do that, because you end up looking a lot better without having to just kill yourself. and that for which somebody has actually been slaving, it dropped into your lap. And what I'm suggesting to you is have a look at your qualification and see how much more it might give you in other institutes. And those are the things that make those added difference when you apply for a job. Because that's what we're in for, aren't we? We're in it to try and improve our position in life, to make ourselves look better, so that the employer will say, well, that's interesting, he's interested and he's done this. And you've gone much further than the other students who've just got the bare qualification.